first place I met Savio was in Sunday school. When I first met him, he was nice and he always made us laugh. Savio was, one word to describe Savio was say he was special. He was a cheerful person. And Savio always tried to make everyone laugh, despite if they were sad, if they was just not in the mood. Savio's favorite color was blue. He always, when I mostly saw him, he was always wearing blue. It came to me once and I asked him why he was always wearing blue, but then I remembered that was his favorite color. And the same Sunday I heard about Savio, it kind of hit me hard because I didn't spot the Savio in the morning time. And when I went back to spot to him, he was already gone. So it really hit me hard. But I always remember that Savio was a very cheerful person. He always wanted to see everyone smiling and happy. He loved to talk with me all the time. But despite that, Savio was a good person to be around.
We were both avid sports fans. We used to love football, basketball, athletics. We used to talk about football mostly. Most of our conversation would be around football. We used to support the same team. We always talk and joke about how the team done the day before or whatever. We also like athletics. We used to talk about how he would like to get his best time, to qualify for the school competition or whatever. We used to talk about how that time Bolt got beat by Gallon, and he would be like, "Oh, Bolt sold out and Bolt was in training," and I would like, "No, he got beat fair and square or whatnot." So we used to like that. We used to like cricket. He said he would start by doing cricket, but he had to stop for a while. So I was encouraging him to go back in there because there were more afternoons with the cricket and whatnot. And we could get far with that. And he loved cricket. Cricket was his first love. He always said, "Love cricket." I remember one time I saw him back at Eden Lodge. He was bowling. He used to bowl pace batting. Saying this guy can bowl. This guy has a bright future. He continued there. He tailed off recently, but he was saying that he was going to go back. When I was encouraging him to do that, cricket was his first love. He also had a nice, confident personality. He used to like that. Whenever we had a decision to make, he would say, "Man, come let me do this, come let me do that." He was always one of those charismatic people, one of those people that would lead, So yeah. Love for sport, that's one thing that I miss most about him.
I remember when we first met each other, it was during a Corona session, and the worship was over and we were doing the welcome, and Prophet Dwayne had told us, find a partner and just give them some words of encouragement. And one of the things that the words that me and Savio exchanged with each other was that you are special. So we both looked each other in the eye and we said, "You are special to each other." And from that moment, every time we saw one another, we would always repeat the words, "I'm special, you're special to each other." And that's really one of the things that I will miss, even though that we didn't have many interactions. The interactions that we did have were very meaningful, and I would definitely miss this.
The last thing Savio told me was, kiss me on this we would argue with the slightest things. Me and Savio had an argument about a fish. And I was trying to tell him that he's more funny because he's a clown fish, but he was trying to tell me, I think I miss he talking to me and annoying me, like laughing. I know I go just look at pictures. When we was planning my birthday the other day, and on Sunday, just Missy telling me that he loved me. Savio was a true friend because he was there for me when my granny died, and he was the only person that I know me good. He laughs and he carry jokes and he talking to me about cricket every day, and I can just miss his smile and miss miss his voice, and he would miss hugging me. Like, I just miss everything, so.
The two of us were close because like he would always ask me if I was okay, if I was going through a lot, and like he would just talk to me, and like it would be easier. He used to make me laugh too. Like he could have told me something was wrong, and he would always like be there for you. He was that type of person that like if you see how he was screaming, he would go say hi. I mean, like, I was thinking about him too, you know, because I was gonna message him because like. Every time you just tell me to message him, like sometimes I just feel like if I was able to like say hi to him or something, then it wouldn't have happened. But when he was telling me stories, I recognize that it was supposed to happen. And it's so sad that it's him because like he was such a good person and he just used to look out for people and like even when Savio was down, he would try not to share. He would just share that like if he was down or you was down, he would like just forget about himself and make sure you're okay. Like if you hear me for a long time, or you recognize that I didn't come to church or stuff, he used to message me, trying to feel good, you sure you're good. Like whatever happened, like it could have always come on Savio. Like he was all one person.
Well, Savio was an extremely loving person, but for some strange reason, he showed his love for me in a strange way. He would always tease me. And whenever I like something, even if he liked it, he would pretend not to like it just to fret me. The last time I saw Savio was on Friday night, and I was dropping him home, and we were talking about Apple, and he was like, oh my gosh, Apple is so much crap. Oh, I hate Apple, I hate Apple. And I was like, but Savio, at your birthday party, I was like, Chanel, come, you have an Apple phone, come and take it from me, you got the best camera. And I was like, oh really no, Savio. Like he would always upset me over Mercedes-Benz, but me being upset was never upset at Savio. You could just never be upset with Savio. He would do something hilarious to make you laugh. It was just his spirit.
Savio was the brother I would never had. It was such a joy, pleasure to know Savio. Every time we get together, we used to laugh with hours.
I believe I speak on behalf of most mothers when I say that Savio used to take care of all of our children, whether it be Sunday school, whether it be in church. Savio also used to connect with many other mothers in the church, and they would be giving him an encouraging word. Savio would be poking, Savio would be hugging. One funny thing about Savio that I would never forget. This year, Nicholas and I was a part of the Kingdom Arts, and Nicholas had to model, so they needed these designer shoes. And everybody knows Savio and these blue shoes. Hence why we call him Blue or Blue Shoes. And we call up Savio and we say, you know, we need these shoes at last minute. And Savio came to Lloyd Erskine, and guess which shoes Savio brought? The blue shoes. Savio was convinced that these blue shoes matched every single outfit. And much to our delight, those shoes were chosen for the runway. We will miss him, but we know he's in a better place. Savio, we love you.
If there is one word I would use to describe Savio, it would be genuine. One thing I always remember about Savio is that he would always give these really great hugs. Every time he would see me at church, he'd be like, Danny! And he would run and he would come and he would give me a hug. There was just something so sincere about him and his approach to people and how he would relate to you. And he was always very sincere about himself. He would come and he would just talk to me about what he's doing. I would ask him how he's doing at school, how's things going. He would say, man, you know, I need to be doing a little bit better in this area. I need to be working on this. You know, I really ain't studying as much as I should be doing it. And he was always just very honest about where he was at and what he was trying to work on to get there. And he would come and sometimes he would ask me for advice or what do you think about this. He was just a really sincere individual. I will miss him a lot. And Savio was a guy who has so much potential. He would always talk so much
about what he wanted to do. He had such big dreams. He had such great aspirations. And when he would share them with you, you couldn't help but buy into his vision, buy into his idea with him, and be like, yeah, bro, you can do all those things and more. And so I knew that he had a lot that he wanted to do, but God knew best, and God knew that he'd accomplished all that he needed to here on this earth. So I will miss him. His presence was a joy to be around always, and he will definitely be.
So when I think Savio, I think about someone who is focused, someone who is persevering, and someone who is just a joy to be around. I would have met Savio a couple of years ago, and he became a little brother to me. He would always see me from afar and hail me across the church, Sha, Sha! And whenever we connected, we had, we would exchange words, we would exchange an embrace. But I remember particularly one Friday after Forerunners, I think St. George Posse had left already. He wasn't able to get home, and so Christopher was with me, and we decided to take him home. So I was like, Sav, where in St. George you live? I know certain parts of St. George. He was like, man, not far. Got by Gun Hill. He's like, just round the corner. Going around the corner. It's like, bro, where do you live? Meanwhile, in the back of my car, he is rolling up. St. George is dark. Thankfully, somebody else was in the car, but that was a late moment that we shared, and every time after then, he would always pass by, shout, how you doing? He would talk to me about all the things that he was working on at school, the areas that he wanted to get into, where his career was concerned, and my heart is heavy because his physical presence isn't going to be here anymore. I won't be able to hear his voice, shouting across the parking lot, but I celebrate his life because if it's three things that I would have learned from him as a 16-year-old boy, it would be to stay focused, to persevere against all odds, and to go after my dreams with everything that I have got. So with that being said, I salute you, Sav, for being a forerunner and teaching me, as someone who's older than you, but teaching me the ropes of what it means to succeed in this life. I love you, bro. I will miss you, but I look forward to seeing you again in the church.
So my favorite memory at Savio was when we were with Kathy, and we were just having our moment. We was talking about everything, and it just felt like it was in a safe space. It felt good to be in his presence. That's my favorite memory, because he was giving me a lot of advice about life and things that he going through, and how to better myself. So I felt really safe and good in that environment. Savio was awesome. He was really nice and genuine, and he was somebody to just go to and talk to, and you could be free with him. But I still feel happy because I know that he's in a better place and that he is great. He's doing fantastic. So yeah, he'll be missed, but I know that in my heart that Savio is doing better than me.
Savio was like a brother to me. He was a gift for everybody. And what you can miss with Savio is that he always laughing and always cheering for him.
The last thing I remember telling Savio Sunday was before he ended up going to church to listen to the worship. I tell him about a girl that at my school that said she was an air hostess on a cruise ship. And we just laughed for a good minute or so. And then I left. The last thing I can remember from Savio was walking on the stairs, looking back up at him. Most I can miss with Savio is how much fun we used to have together, and how we used to help each other, and the arguments we used to have with sports.
I knew Savio as a man that he was serious, but we made sport at everything. I never had a serious conversation with Savio. Anytime I talk to Savio, jokes. I just could come to Savio. Even if you joke corny, he will add to it. Maybe we'll tell it to somebody else together, make them laugh. That was really
hardly find Savio talking for cracking the joke every 5 minutes.
He always ready to start.
That was just his personality.
That's personality. Nice loving fellow.
Love the Pacific too.
And sweet bread. And sweet bread. Man, love this is sweet bread. Especially with raisins. Let me see.
Lovely waves too. Man used to travel back and forth with a durag on your head to school.
In school already.
Man went to heights with durags on and all sorts of stuff.
And trouble with principal with durags. Samuel just, I don't know, sometimes you say kind of sound like, you know, there's always a spot in mental for people. Samuel, I don't know what to say about Samuel. I just...
So it's like he was a reliable person. He was always there when you needy. And he was just an overall good friend.
Yeah, he was a good friend. Like, anytime I feel bad, feel angry, I go to Savio, crack a joke, and make me feel better.
He was a cool fella.
States I used to make, used to tell him, used to fix them,
Correct you, help you.
Any food I have, just know not to eat it around him. Because I want to eat a lot of food.
You would take it to my run.
Love the game of cricket. You know, like even recently, 2 weeks ago, some other fellas I we talking about because we play for camp together, talking about Saga, like down a couple fellas in 16. I don't know what happened if it was supposed to happen that way. That's how we know something. Man that love life, love everybody. Just
They used to meet once a little bit.
I think that the thing that I will remember most about Savio is that he was so funny and he was always making jokes, and there was always a laughing moment when he was around. And my favorite memory of Savio was when I used to be singing at church and I used to go to the back to warm up, and he would come and ask if I was singing, and he would encourage me and he would pretend to do my warm-ups, and it was really, really funny the way that he tried to hit all the high notes, and it just used to go under the belt, but he used to really try, and it was really funny.
Savio was a very unique forerunner. I remember distinctly carrying him home one evening, and what really impacted me from his life in a short space of time was how, you know, driven Savio was to really just excel in all areas of his life. Not just in sports, because I know people think that, yeah, he was a cricketer and he was very passionate about that. But what some of you may not know, that even in his relationship with his mother, we had conversations where he would always tell me, you know, that he's trying to improve in this area and trying to improve in that area. And it was very special to me because I remember at his age, you know, trying to improve in those areas as well. And just being focused on getting better and just improving, especially at such a young age, for me was very impactful. And, you know, I definitely will miss him, you know, as an individual who was close, you know, me mentoring him and just helping him improve. And just knowing that he's not going to be here anymore, yes, it's tough, but I will be glad that, you know, knowing that he's with God now and we will meet again. So Savio, man, if you watch this, bro, from me looking down from heaven, you know, just, I love you, man, for real.
Every time we come on a Sunday, we would shout one another. It would always happen down by the back of the church, down by the water cooler. Somehow, every time we come down there and they turn the car and Savio was there, we also say, hey, what's going on? And he was just a really genuine guy. He always had a smile on his face. That's one thing I could remember about him. I had two real experiences that come to mind with Savio. The first was at the pool party earlier this year. We had a football match and I came out and somehow Prophet Dwight had all of the big men on one team and left me with all the little men, and so I did dart. And Savio happened to be one of the guys that was on my team. And I might have a bit, but Savio was like, man, don't worry about that, we could beat them, can't play it. And it so happened that the game started and was going good, but I start back up again. And I remember Savio telling me one thing, Nate, believe in the team, believe in the men that we could do this. And that stuck with me, not just for that game, that stuck with me in medicine, that stuck with me in business, that stuck with me in every single thing, just the belief in the team. And we ended up winning that game. I remember Savio scoring two goals. I remember I think it was Rebel. I carried the last man though. He put you the last man legs and left everybody astonished. That was the first. The next one was at a cricket match when I went to watch my little brother at Ellerslie Secondary School, and I remember seeing Savio there. He was playing for the team, for the opposing team, and we were just playing a one-on-one football match. It happened most of all two experiences were based around football or sports. We were just on the outside of there. We just had a good scrimmage. I remember, I think he won as well too. I think he won 5-3 or 5-4 because we were just playing. You got the two layers shoes there, and we just playing one-on-one. And he was just a genuine guy. I loved him. I believe that his life, however short it was, impacted so many and is ingrained in me that I would never forget it. As long as I live, believe in the team, and that was one of the many pieces of advice, but the one that will stick with me the most going forward in my life. Just believe in the team. And so Savio, thank you for that, bro, and I'll see you again.
There is a place prepared for me